Everybody should have a good set of electronics tools or small screwdrivers, that kind of thing nowadays. There's this set from iFixit, but I just picked up this set from Harbor Freight, the Quinn brand. This was about half the price. Let's compare them. Let's see which one might be worth your money. Okay, this is the Quinn Electronics Repair Kit from Harbor Freight. It was recently on sale, so it's normally $39.99 and I got it for $26. This iFixit bit set is normally also about $39.99, but it doesn't have all the extra stuff this has. iFixit does have an electronics repair kit now more like this, but it's about double the price. So I don't know, we'll see. I keep this iFixit set on my desk in my office, and we have some other similar tools back in our electronics area, but this is really for my truck to carry around. And I didn't want to spend a ton of money on truck tools because I'm normally not doing really fine electronics repair out of my truck, like circuit board level stuff. I just need a small screwdriver most of the time for when I'm in the field because we do most of that other stuff back here at the shop. But at this price, I couldn't pass it up. So let's open it up and see what it looks like inside. Okay, so here it is. Unfolds and lays out nicely. It actually would have been kind of cool if this, at least in here, or the whole thing, but maybe just in here, is like an anti-static mat to set a circuit board on. That'd be pretty neat. But overall, yeah, not too bad. So our bits must be in here. Yeah, this magnet is not glued in very well in this corner. But yeah, okay, there's our bits. That looks pretty much like the iFixit set. In here, we've got some tweezers, some spudgers, that sort of thing. Looks like a wrist strap, anti-static wrist strap back here. Not super easy to get in and out. It'd be kind of nice if that was Velcroed, but that's okay. Again, for the price, suction cup, and then some little prying tools. So let's take a closer look at each one of these. Okay, we're gonna start out with the wrist strap. These are handy if you're working on static sensitive components. You know, you stick it on your wrist and clip it to ground, or you can even insert it into the ground lug on an outlet if you're careful. One thing that I always check in these though, is this shouldn't just be a wire, nor should you ever make one for yourself that's just a wire. You could electrocute yourself. These have, or should have, a high value resistor in them to act as a current limiter, so you can't pass a dangerous amount of current through your body. So I'm gonna get a multimeter here, and let's see what we've got between your body and ground. All right, so I don't know if you can see that. It's a megohm, 956K. So that's fine. There's something there. It's not just straight conduction. So I'm plenty happy with that. Again, the quality's on this, but it's not a super commonly used thing, at least for me, especially in the field. So that'll be just fine. It's just a little annoying to stuff it back in there, but I'll live. The suction cup, okay, so this is handy for pulling off, you know, like a screen off of a device, something like that. I'm sure this one will do the trick. It's a little bit, I don't know, a little bit thin, but again, probably not something I'm going to use much. These pry tools can be very handy. They've got different shaped little hooks on the ends, and you can get under things and pry to try to get a screen off or get between something that's been epoxied down. Then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these little guitar pick looking wedges. So as you're prying a epoxied screen cover or something like that up, you can wedge these in under it. They're really just large guitar picks. You can make these yourself out of a piece of milk jug or something, no problem. Then we've got tweezers. These are plastic jaw, self-closing. Looks like you could replace the jaws. I don't know if they have the replacement parts for them or not. They feel okay. There's a set of curved jaw tweezers that'll be good for handling little electronic components if I have to do that. Again, I hope I don't have to do that in the field. A set of blunt nose tweezers. Never have found those to be incredibly useful, but there they are. There's a couple of, like this one's got a sharp point on the end, and then a kind of a parrot bill hook, pretty sharp on that end. This other one has flats. So that's a flat, almost flathead screwdriver-like. And then this has that hook, but it's thin. So it's almost like a one of those curved knives, like a stripping knife or something. Again, might be useful for getting into things. I don't do a lot of work on epoxy together assemblies. There's a little, in chemistry, I think we would have called this a scupula. You could spread things or mix things or pull things out of jars with it. This one feels relatively robust. I'm sure it's fine. And then a little pry tool, lots of pry tools in here. This one's flexible metal and then pretty flexible plastic. I don't know how that'll hold up, but all of this is really just extra. So what I wanted to compare was the bit kit. So I get these bits, I get this whole kit for the same price as the iFixit bits. So I really wanted to look at this. Now this bit kit, let's see, does the lid, okay, yeah, the lid does not magnet to the back. It does appear, though, that there must be magnets in this plate, maybe? Or maybe not? I don't know. It does kind of stick to this plate, though. So maybe there's some magnets in the back of the case. But I like that it kind of stays in there, but you can remove it. As far as the bit quality, these look okay. I don't really see much to complain about. So we've got some little sockets, hex, square, some special, spanner, safety type fasteners, screws, security Torx, Phillips, straight. About the same bit selection, it looks like. They have a magnet as well. I don't know. It just looks like a nut driver, but it's a magnet in the end. I guess I could see that being a little bit useful. Maybe with this, so they've got a driver handle and an extender. So if you put the extender in the driver handle and the magnet on the end, maybe you could reach down into somewhere and pull something out. As far as the extender, I don't know, I'd hardly ever use these. You can put a bit in the end and get around an angle. When you do need them every now and then, though, they are handy. This one feels okay. Maybe not quite as nice as the one in my iFixit kit. And then the handle, it's got the spinny top, knurled section for you to grab and use. That fits my hand pretty well. But let's compare it to what's in the iFixit. First of all, the iFixit does something that I really like. It has magnets on the back that the lid sticks to. So I do kind of like that, but I'll pull that off for now. The Harbor Freight Quinn has a flat top on their case, which I do like better than this curved top on the iFixit case. All right, so as you can see, the bits that are in here, pretty much the same. The layout's different. The extender in the iFixit kit is a little bit longer, maybe at about an inch longer, and it's easier to flex. Not a ton though. Also notice the Harbor Freight is just all one color foam. The iFixit, when you pull it out, it's dual color foam. That's kind of nice. The handles, let's look at the handles, because that's what you interact with the most, and I'm very picky on my screwdriver handles. All right, so we've got the iFixit with the blue topper, the Quinn with the silver. They look pretty much the same. Their length is almost identical. The Quinn is actually a little bit longer, but the iFixit has a bigger knurled section, which is kind of nice for different size hands. And it's got these little flats that you can kind of index and feel if you're counting turns or something like that. So I do like that. Weight-wise, they feel pretty similar. I don't think I have a real strong preference for one over the other, honestly. The iFixit maybe a little bit, but not significantly. It wouldn't base my decision on that. Now, if you do just want the bit kit, if you get this on sale, these are roughly the same price. So in that case, maybe I would lean towards the iFixit because it's about the same price. But look at all the other stuff that you get with this. Now this is not $30, $40 worth of stuff like they charge in the iFixit kit. So if you're just getting this to have at your house or in your lab or as a truck toolkit like I've got, I think I'm pretty happy with the Quinn. Now we'll see, maybe the bits don't hold up as well. Looking at the bits, I mean, their quality looks fine to me. I don't really see anything to worry about. So yeah, I think this is a pretty good deal, even when compared to the iFixit. So this Quinn Precision Electronics Repair Toolkit, I'm gonna add it to my truck, and I think it's not a bad move if you wanna do that as well. I am gonna have to glue that magnet in though, because that's gonna drive me crazy. But I hope that you found this useful. Be sure to like and subscribe to see more tool reviews, tool tips, all the cool things that we get to do here at our shop where we build ultra precise scientific instrumentation and we use all kinds of interesting tools and methods to do it.